Once you have glued the bottom on, you need to sand the pencil marks off. You sand the pencil marks off with used sandpaper. Put this in the vise. When you put it in the vise, it doesn't fit this way, but so fit it that way. You want to sand all the pencil marks off before you get the top. So when you sand with the grain until all the pencil marks are off. Then flip it up to the top. Then you want to sand all those pencil marks off. Then I will give you the top piece. Like before, when you do this, you need to bring your pencil up so you can number the ends. Then you will stamp your name on that side, and you'll use the router like we did before. Do 1 and 2 at router 1, then at router 2 you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Once this fits, with all the pencil marks off, then I will give you a brand new piece of sandpaper. When you sand, you want to sand with the top on, because you want to get this the same size as our project. So you put that in there, and with new sandpaper it works a lot better than used sandpaper. You want to sand until we get the edges so it feels like one piece of wood. This has a lot more edges to feel. You want to also get the top even, so it feels like one piece of wood. No pencil marks on the top or on the bottom. Then how you file it. I've already filed one edge, but I want to file these edges. Put the top in at the same time because you want to round over the top at the same time as the edges. When you do this, we haven't used files before. There's a couple different files in there. This is the only file I want you to use, the file that's smooth on both sides. What these are, underneath the handsaw you'll see a bunch of these. Those are file cards. That cleans the file. So before you use it, clean it. And after you use it, before you put it back at the end of the period, clean it. All you want to do is you round over all the edges except for the bottom edge. So figure out the bottom and the top are going to look almost the same. So figure out which is glued and which is not glued. So you run around over this with that file. The more round it is, the better it looks. So you're going to first round it with a file. Then that will smooth out all the cuts that you made with the file. This side is kind of rounded. I need to work a little more on this, but this is so you don't feel an edge. That's what I'm going to grade on. If I feel an edge, you're going to get counted off. I want to have these rounded. The only sides you don't round is the bottom. Those are stayed flat. If you're the fifth person and you don't have a clamp, you want to tighten this on your project, and then you're going to clamp this to the table, and this is going to be your vise. Clamp it. If you find that one clamp, it makes it not very loose, you can do 2 clamps. But that's the 5th vise if you need it, if all other 4 vices are being used.